Lebanon has remained under intense Israeli bombardment throughout the day, despite a fragile US-Iran ceasefire framework that continues to face major disagreement over whether it extends to the Lebanese front. Israel has explicitly stated that there is no ceasefire in Lebanon and that its military operations against Hezbollah will continue, sharply contradicting claims from Iranian and Pakistani officials that Lebanon was meant to be included in the broader understanding. Israeli airstrikes have hit multiple areas including Beirut, Tyre, Sidon, the Bekaa Valley, and southern Lebanon, with Israel saying it is targeting Hezbollah infrastructure and command centers. Lebanese authorities and rescue teams, however, report widespread civilian casualties and extensive destruction of residential neighborhoods, bridges, and key transport routes, particularly across the south. Emergency crews are still working through rubble in several locations, while hospitals remain under severe strain as injuries continue to rise and access to affected areas becomes increasingly difficult. Despite the ceasefire announcement between the United States and Iran, there is no effective cessation of hostilities in Lebanon. Israeli strikes have continued, while Hezbollah has fired rockets toward northern Israel in response, further escalating tensions along the border and reinforcing concerns that the conflict could widen again. Pakistan has emerged as a key diplomatic actor in the broader ceasefire process. Pakistani officials have strongly condemned the continued Israeli strikes on Lebanon, calling them a dangerous escalation that risks collapsing regional peace efforts. Islamabad has been actively facilitating communication between the United States and Iran and has reportedly raised concerns that Lebanon must be included in any ceasefire framework. Lebanese leadership has also reached out to Pakistan, asking it to help confirm whether Lebanon is formally included in the ceasefire and to engage with U.S. counterparts on the issue. According to diplomatic sources, Beirut has warned that continued Israeli strikes are undermining the spirit of the agreement and could derail broader negotiations. A major point of contention remains the interpretation of the ceasefire itself. Iran and Pakistani officials maintain that Lebanon was intended to be part of the understanding, while the United States and Israel say the agreement applies only to US-Iran hostilities and does not restrict Israeli military operations in Lebanon. This contradiction has become a central fault line in the diplomacy and is raising fears that the ceasefire framework could unravel before formal negotiations even begin in Islamabad. On the ground, the situation remains highly volatile. Israeli air operations continue across southern and central Lebanon, while Hezbollah maintains rocket fire into northern Israel. Key infrastructure, including bridges and transport routes over the Litani River, has been heavily damaged, cutting off movement and complicating humanitarian access. Civilians in southern Lebanon remain increasingly isolated as food, fuel, and medical supplies become harder to reach. Humanitarian agencies warn that the destruction of infrastructure and continued fighting are pushing parts of southern Lebanon toward a worsening crisis, with hospitals struggling to cope and emergency supplies running low. While Pakistan's mediation has helped bring the United States and Iran into a tentative ceasefire framework, Lebanon has now become the most unstable and contested element of the agreement. With continued Israeli strikes, retaliatory attacks, and deep disagreement among major powers over the scope of the truce, the situation remains fragile and the risk of wider escalation is still very high.